under him, but we'll see. He's got a lot of
actually,
different
you know what?
options.
No, Daniel's actually got a significant edge here now that more I think about it. I think Blade Splicer is pretty huge here. The fact that he has 4 of it, and like to go with cards like Restoration Angel, and then his Huntmasters do more work because he can do things like Birthing Pod and not cast spells.
Right.
All right, so Adolfo does have the play. He has turn 1 Copperline Gorge, and perhaps he has a Galvanic Blast, but we don't know. All right, so a Sunpetal Grove for Dan, and Adolfo, Forest. Going to cast a Green Sun Zenith for 1, so we can expect him to grab a Birds of Paradise. That's exactly what he does. All right, Dan on 5 cards in this first game. Not the best situation to be in your quarterfinal match. And Adolfo able to ramp up his mana with that Green Sun Zenith. Green Sun Zenith, such a powerful card. You know, just a wild card.
I mean, it's interesting. Jerry was talking about it a little bit in his article about how Cavern of Souls is just so good. Maybe you've just cut Green Sun Zenith because Green Sun Zenith makes your Titans counterable or whatever it is. But in these kind of decks, it's kind of an entire different thing happening. So
yeah, you use them to change Strangler guys and things like that.
You're not really just using them as Primeval Titans 5 through 8.
Adolfo drawing a Llanowar Elves that turn, not exactly what he's hoping for. Let's see what he has here, though.
So
all right,
both players for the birds,
and add Llanowar Elves to the table. Then 2 more guys come down. Another Green Sun Zenith for Birds of Paradise, and it looks like Adolfo's just going into like hyper ramp mode.
Yeah.
So on turn 4, he's going to have access to 5 mana, even though he missed his land drop for turn 3.
He's gonna have access to 5, well 6 if he
draws a land.
Yeah.
So Dan tapping 4. This could be something big. It's a Huntmaster that fell. So pretty good in this matchup. The fact that he gets to stick his before his opponent gets to stick theirs. Pretty important distinction. Now, if Adolfo kept this hand, we could be pretty sure that he has some spot removal for that Huntmaster, because there's not much else he really could have in hand, right? Besides spot removal, and you know, he doesn't really play that many 4s and 5s.
I do see a Galvanic Blast in his hand.
Yeah, so this turn he could Galvanic Blast and cast a Huntmaster of his own. Seems like a pretty reasonable course of action.
Definitely needs to cast something here, or else Dan's Huntmaster's gonna flip. Alright, so it looks like a Phyrexian Metamorph.
Yeah, Metamorph comes down.
And he pays all 4 for it, okay.
Yep, and see, and I like this play from Adolfo. He's not going to use the Galvanic Blast. Oh, he is going to use the Galvanic Blast right away, okay.
Where did he get the mana from that? Or did he actually pay 2 life? He only... I guess maybe whatever's underneath. He's got to have a red source somewhere.
Both these players with personalized wolf tokens, I appreciate that.
I think they're both Dan's.
Okay.
Dan tossed that one over to Adolfo. I think that maybe, is it like the Jacob from Twilight kind of thing going on there?
I don't know, but if it is, I dislike it. No, I'm kidding.
Changed my mind. In fact, I don't want them to win now. I think Adolfo adjusted his board so he could see it better, but there's still an invisible land underneath our overlay where it says standard quarterfinals.
He does have a Copperline Gorge in play, in addition to that forest. For those of you who are watching,
yeah, that's
unable
what
to see that.
That's what I wanted. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
So it just disappears beyond the thing. Also, quarterfinals is spelled wrong. Hey man,
Quarterfinals.
Trying to get it right for you.
All right, so Even though Dan Mulligan to 5, he's not looking that bad this game. I think, in his hand he has Restoration Angel, and that could kind of just be a blowout here, right?
Yeah, with that Blade Splicer.
Yeah, that's
it's
a pretty big game.
Adolfo has 2 lands. It's a big game. That's right. Adolfo's on 2 lands. He's only been able to match that Huntmaster because of the Metamorph, but. Acidic Slime.
The Acidic Slime going to come down, and what's he going to destroy with this? Ooh, gets rid of the Sun
Petal Grove.
Knows his opponent's deck has a stronger top end than his. Going to do his best to, stave off the beating. All right, Dan here. And despite the Mulligan of 5, looking pretty good this game. All right, and another Huntmaster is going to come down for him. Oh, no, he's tanking a bit.
Hold a sec. Hold up. Yeah, it's like he wants to cast something here because otherwise Huntmaster on the other side.
Well, the Huntmaster
actually
won't
that won't
flip.
flip. That's right. It is a Metamorph. Yeah.
Only has one side. Yeah.
What a bummer.
Yeah, so this Dan assembling this Voltron on his side of the board. At any moment, he could just draw a Birthing Pod and crack the game wide open.
All right, so Adolfo untaps. Finally, a 3rd land. Has access to about 15 mana.
Yeah. Yeah, so, this turn he can cast a sword, equip it to a bird, and get in there. So that's one option he has. And if that's, like, your worst line of play, that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what I was talking about before. A lot of people say these creature matchups aren't that difficult, but this is a pretty convoluted board state.
That's what
Figuring
happens.
out what's correct to attack, when it's correct to attack, and things like that. All those are really, really important distinctions. All right, Adolfo. Suiting that bird up with the Sword of War and Peace.
Bird and a sword.
Get in his opponent. 2 cards in hand. Going to put Dan down to 20 here. Ooh, and that's that is not a Restoration Angel in Dan's hand. That's a Fiend Hunter. I misread it when I saw it earlier.
Yeah, not easy to see.
All right, so Dan up to 3 cards now.
Oh, those are Ricky Martin Wolf tokens, apparently. That is...
Man,
that is
Dan
Ricky
is
Martin
living
Wolf
La Vida Loca.
Yeah, he certainly is.
All right, so Dan is not able to cast this Fiend Hunter in his hand. So surprisingly, that Acidic Slime did a lot of work.
Yeah, it actually did more than I expected. I mean, just taking out the land, just stalling him a little bit was cool, but it's keeping him off Fiend Hunter mana. It's keeping him off double white.
I mean, he can just pass the turn though and start killing things with Huntmaster. That's pretty impressive too. He always has to worry though, with the Huntmaster flip trigger on the stack. Adolfo can use a removal spell. And, he has Galvanic Blast and Incinerates. So.
And out come the Wolves into the red zone with the Golem. And,
a bunch of tokens getting in there for
7,
Dan.
yeah. So.
And Adolfo here, he's going to trade with these 2 Wolves.
Yeah. Interesting he didn't block the Golem with the Slime, because he could have...
no, it's First Strike still.
Blade that's right. Blade Splicer's still in play. Never mind.
It's odd. It often loses First Strike because the Blade Splicer is,
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons why Blade Splicer is so strong here in this type of matchup.
All right, so Huntmaster flips, takes out Adolfo's faux Huntmaster.
And Adolfo without the removal spell to deal with that. And now, alright, so we have some updates on some of the other matches.
Yeah, we have Dave
Luetti
versus...
playing against Greg Pino.
Yeah.
Greg Pino able to win 2-0 after Dave got his 3rd games rule violation of the day, all for short mana payments. This time for getting his own.
Wow. Yeah,
so
that's not something that happens usually in the quarterfinals, but yeah. So
Nyapod into the semifinals.
Greg the Beard.
Congratulations
Pino.
to Greg Pino and his wonderful beard and red hat.
All right. Adolfo has a real Huntmaster now.
Yeah, and Adolfo's Huntmaster is actually going to be pretty good here because Dan can't really cast any spells in his hand. So Adolfo here can still continue to get in with this bird.
Which he does.
Mm-hmm.
Why not keep the Huntmaster in your hand though? Get an extra life. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's generally better to just cast that Huntmaster post-combat, but sometimes you come up with a line of play in your head, and then you just do it in the wrong order a little bit.
Should have attacked, yeah. So that's that.
Right, so Dan, can he find a spell to cast this turn? It looks like he has. So he has Strangler Geist and a Bird's Paradise that he can cast this turn, so he's going to be able to flip his Huntmaster of the Fells back. Pretty brutal for Adolfo. I mean, he can attack with that Golem, and then flip his Huntmaster back. Another bird, and chooses not to
play the Strangleroot Geist,
which is odd because he could flip back the Huntmaster.
Yeah. Alright, so Adolfo here.
Let's see if Adolfo has something for this turn. I mean, ideally he wants to have an instant. You know, maybe something like a Wolfear Avenger in hand, or
something where he can just pass
spell.
the turn here and then cast it on Dan's turn, right?
Because what he's going to want to do is he's going to want to kill one of these birds by passing the turn and just continue attacking with this bird. So, and again, the bird attacks after he played his land, so should really play those lands after he attacks with the bird.
Yeah, he could have
missing out on a lot of
2 life here, yeah. At least
a lot
2.
of free life. I think it's 3 now, and 3 damage. You know, that's a lightning bolt that could close the game later on. This is a matchup where they are attacking each other. That definitely matters. All right, passes the turn. Flips his Huntmaster of the Fells, and that's going to kill a Bird of Paradise. Yeah. So, going to deal Dan another 2. Going to get rid of that bird. And suddenly things are looking okay for Adolfo. Both players having a Huntmaster in play is kind of a weird situation.
Yeah, it's like hard to play around the opponent's Huntmaster because you're trying to get yours to flip and you don't want theirs to flip. It's just kind of a strange situation. But there's a Strangleroot Geist there on the table.
Yeah. And another Strangleroot Geist in Dan's hand. Looks like he doesn't want this Huntmaster to flip back. Yeah, and Adolfo going to continue beating with this bird, and it's getting him for quite a lot of damage. Again, playing his spells before he attacks. Oh, okay, well that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think I get it. So
I would also play that spell before I attacked.
Copying Sword of War and Peace is a Phyrexian Metamorph.
Yeah, and he's going to equip that onto the other bird. Now suddenly he's got like a little flying force here.
Yeah, birds with swords.
And puts Dan in a spot where, he's attacking, and if Dan doesn't block, he's going to take 8 here and go to 2, and then should be dead on board to, you know, even if a Huntmaster flips, it'll kill him.
Yeah, yeah.
He doesn't really have that many ways to gain life in his deck, so he's going to need to draw a flyer quick, some way to find a flyer, or, I mean, even the flyers don't really work. He just has to chump block with birds because the flyers are white.
Yeah, he can't. He
Both of
doesn't
those
have
are
much
protection from
to
white.
deal with those birds at all.
Yeah.
He can't.
It's Oblivion Rings, but he hasn't drawn them. So it looks like Dan's taking all the damage, and I mean, that's going to put Dan down to 2 here.
Because each bird is 2 power, and then Dan has, what, 2 cards in his hand?
Yep.
Yeah, so each bird doing 4, and also gaining Adolfo 2 life each, I think.
Yeah, and just like that, it looks like Adolfo has managed to win this first game. And, you know, both players, you know, putting up a good fight. This was definitely you know, an interactive game, but it turns out that just the evasion of those Birds of Paradise, that's one of the things that's so good about, you know, Birds of Paradise and these sword decks is, you know, it's an invasive creature that you can put your sword on.
Yeah,
and
get your Birds of Paradise.
Yeah, they win games.
They've done a lot of work this weekend.
They've done a ton of work this
weekend.
weekend.
Ryan win a game on the back of Birds with Sword of War and Peace.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
His opponent had to cast the Day of Judgment, which killed 2 of his own guys.
Yeah.
And only killed a Bird of Paradise of Brian Coles because the bird was going to win the game with the swords on it. All right, so now it's time for a trivia question. Now, remember to tweet this into #SCG Premium, and you will have an opportunity to win 3 free months of premium. Now, there's a Pro Tour that you know, is happening this weekend. A lot of you might be aware of that. It's in Barcelona. There's somebody in that Pro Tour Top 8 who is also in the most recent Pro Tour Top 8 who has, I think this is well over 10 Pro Tour Top 8s for him.
Sounds right.
And he's in the Hall of Fame. And I'd like to know who this person is. Who is this magical master who seems to just top 8
Shadow
every
Mage
event that
infiltrator.
he you know, starts to, you know, spend time on? He tested for Hawaii, managed to make it to the top 4 there. Now he's in the top 8 in Barcelona. In Philadelphia, he hardly even tested at all. And he made the top 16 of the Pro Tour. And, you know, a few years ago, he just randomly showed up to a limited Pro Tour in Kuala Lumpur and won the whole thing.
Just randomly.
You know, this guy's pretty good.
He is.
I'd like to know who he is. Who is this Hall of Fame Magic player that I'm thinking of? So, if you want to boil the question down in one sentence, what Hall of Fame Magic player is in the top 8 of Pro Tour Barcelona?
And this is for 3 months of premium?
This is for 3 whole months of premium.
It's like,
You know,
entering
you know what?
3 different
Yeah.
Star City
Yeah,
open
3 months
events.
from now, he might have top 8 at another Pro Tour.
That's right. It's true.
He's also on the SCG team.
He is.
Team Black.
SCG Black.
Yeah.
Sirius Black. Wait, that's Harry Potter.
It's a pretty cool deck that Star City Games Team Black has at the Pro Tour. I don't
Yeah,
know
so
if you've
let's
seen
talk
this.
about that deck a little bit.
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
it's a Bant colored deck, a green, white, blue deck that plays Geist of Saint Draft, Invisible Stalker, and then cards like Wolfear Silverheart, Spectral Flight, Increasing Savagery. Yeah. Yeah, I mean the deck's really cool. The fact that, you know, Geist of Saint Trapped and Invisible Stalker with just all those pump effects, it's really powerful.
Yeah.
And he's playing.
No mana leaks.
Yeah, the
Because it's
Mana League's
blocked.
not around, you know, but they do have Silent Departure.
They do.
Yeah, they have a lot of pretty cool cards in there.
I'm pretty excited about his opponent's deck.
His opponent is playing a really sweet deck. His first round opponent in the top 8 is playing
Alex
a
Haynes.
creatureless blue-white control deck that plays, I believe, 4 Entreat the Angels?
Yeah, I think so.
4 Devastation Tide?
For Tamio.
For Tamio, the Moon Sage?
Yeah, for Temporal Mastery, I think. Am I right about that?
Oh, does he have 4 Temporal Mastery in there too?
I feel like he does. I'm gonna look right now. I have it.
And that deck's pretty sweet.
Yes, 4 Temporal Mastery. Like, he's got the deck. It's just all 4 ofs and a Dissipate. That's his, it's 4 Devastation Tide, 4 Entreat the Angels, 4 Feeling of Dread, 4 Temporal Mastery, 4 Terminus, 4 Think Twice, 4 Thought Scour, 4 Tameo, and a Dissipate for good measure. He was like, I did salt and pepper, you know.
Yeah.
a little bit of spice there. 4 Evolving Wilds, 13 Island, 10 Plains. Like, that's the deck. That's the main deck.
It seems pretty sweet. I mean, it does
the deck.
everything you wanted to do, right? Like, you just don't die.
He does have creatures in the sideboard, but, you know, main deck, no, it's creatureless. He's got 3 Geist of St. Traft, 2 Snapcaster Mage. He's got also Midnight Haunting, not creatures, but creature-ish. The other 3 Dissipates, 4 Cathedral Sanctifier, and 1 Angel's Mercy.
Yeah, it looks like the answer to our trivia question is going to have his work cut out for him tomorrow morning, isn't he?
That's true. Whoever that
It's actually
might
very
be.
soon, right? The top 8 will probably be done by the time we go on air because they're in Barcelona.
Yeah, it might be. I know they're about 6 hours ahead of Eastern time, so they're 7 hours ahead of us.
7
here.
hours ahead of us here. Yep.
Yeah, so we'll go live tomorrow morning at 8, and it'll be 15 o'clock already there.
Yeah.
1,500 hours. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They may break for lunch though, so they may have a.
That's true.
You know,
If you guys are watching the
little bit
Predator
further.
coverage, you may just have to tune in for the finals of this. But, I mean, you'll probably make it for the semifinals. I don't know, by 3 o'clock it's usually done, right? What time do they start?
Yeah, I mean that's about right. Yeah.
Well,
Guess we'll see.
you never know, though. Pro Tour top 8s can last a long time.
Last time there was a Pro Tour, I was sitting next to you in Cincinnati,
That's true.
watching the same guy. Well, we weren't watching him.
Yeah.
We were aware of it. That was in Hawaii, so they were behind us.
It was weird.
Yeah.
All right, Adolfo Rayon up a game here. Looks like Dan is mulliganing. Both these players, you know, have made their way through this tournament. I think both players were X-0-2, so neither of these players have lost a match yet today.
That's just nuts.
They are battling right now to see who can continue their undefeated streak here. Dan Cecchetti ships his hand back.
Is that going to 5 again? He went to 5 game 1. Didn't work out well for him.
No, it did not.
He did, you know, put up a fight. He didn't get rolled over or anything. Did not get destroyed, but I mean, you got a mulligan, It
All
is
right,
6.
just going to 6
Just
now.
going to 6, okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, post sideboard out of these 2 decks, I think Daniel's going to get to bring in a couple of Daybreak Rangers and some Hero Blade Holds and some Incinerates. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Hero Blade Hold is, I cannot say enough good things about Hero Blade Hold. I know I've talked a lot about Zealous Conscripts, but let me tell you about Hero Blade Hold. Alright, so she's a 3/4, which instantly makes her insane because every single removal spell deals 3 damage. Or 2 damage.
Yeah.
So, people cannot kill her.
Flame
She's a-
Slash.
Yeah, people don't play that card. It's
No,
not
it's 'cause
legal.
it's not
Yeah, it's
legal.
from Rise of the Eldrazi,
Yeah.
right?
Rise of all the Eldrazi, that's right. It's from that set.
Yeah, Rise of all the
Rise of all the
Eldrazi.
Eldrazi. From that Rise of all them things.
I feel like something like Gerard. Anyway.
I'm taking a look at. Oh, you were still looking at these. So there you go.
So, yeah, like Hero Blade Holds. If it ever gets to attack, the player with it usually wins. It's kind of like whenever you see Hero Blade Hold on the table and it attacks, it's pretty rare that the player that attacks with it loses the game. So I mean, nowadays it's uncounterable because of Cavern of Souls, and it can have haste because of things like Lightning Mauler. That's terrifying. All right, so Dan Cecchetti looking at his opening grip here. What do you got? And he has a turn 1 Bird of Paradise. Not too shabby for a mulligan. Adolfo Rayon follows suit with a turn 1 Bird of Paradise. Like that budget version of Birds of Paradise. I actually really like that bird art a lot.
Oh, the Edward Beard
Yeah.
Jr. I think. That is some nice artwork.
All right, so at turn 2, Strangler Geist from Dan Cecchetti is going to drop Adolfo down to 18 here. but not really a big deal to him. He's up 2 cards now on his turn on the draw, and not mulliganing. Gonna have to, ooh, another basic forest, not necessarily ideal. Ooh, a Llanowar Elves, and a Strangler Geist of his own, perhaps? Ooh, no, it's an Arc Trail dealing with the bird and the Strangler Geist. That Strangler Geist is gonna come back as a 3/2, but going to be much easier to deal with for Adolfo at this point. Almost surprised that Adolfo didn't block it with Llanowar Elves, and then get to, Arc Trail away the Strangler Geist and the birds, but I think he, he's hoping that there's a shot that he can just close out the game, because his opponent is on the mulligan on the play, and by taking that mana away from him, his opponent could just stumble and not hit a 3rd one.
Yeah, looks to me like he's actually more flooded than anything. He's got Thalia coming down here. Yeah, so
Thalia is a pretty good card to have in this type of situation where you have excess lands, your opponent is playing a lot of mana guys and trying to like get out of their stumble a bit. All right, so Runebound Crag comes down for Adolfo Rayon, and he's tapping 4 mana. What's this for? Ooh, that's for a Sword of War and Peace. And Sword of War and Peace, we saw it in game 1, and it did a lot of work there. So let's see if we can do the same kind of work in this game too now. All right, so other news on the top 8. Mason Lang has defeated Josh Tabak. So that's a red-green aggro deck into the top 4. So far we have a Naya pod deck and a red-green aggro deck in this top 4.
I'm gonna break your heart a little bit here, JVL, but David Ludi, the guy who lost 2-0 to Greg Pino due to the game rule violation, was playing Red-White Humans, which we were waiting to see all day.
Oh man!
And I just saw his list.
Was it sweet?
It was Red-White Human sweet. Sweet and low. NutraSweet.
He has Lightning Mauler and Hero Blade Holder. They're both 4.
I know. So you're sitting there talking about the Hero Blade Hold, and I'm looking at that list, and I meant, oh, that's the guy that is, that lost due to game rule violations. That stinks. But Garrick Relentless from Adolfo Ryan, and a beast.
Hey, but that's actually Garrick Primal Hunter.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant. Garrick's twin brother. With the same name. There's too many planeswalkers. Anyway, Garrick Primal
he's
Hunter,
such a beast. Look how big his arms are.
No, that's the beast is to the left.
Yeah.
Or it's lower, yeah. He's just a planeswalker.
He must work out.
Who, Garrick Primal Hunter? Probably.
Yeah. I think he works out.
Yeah.
Alright, so this beast.
Adolfo's hoping it works out.
Gonna hop in the way of Thalia.
Ooh. And yeah, resetting the Thalia is Dan Cecchetti with a Restoration Angel.
Now he only has white creatures untapped, so Adolfo Rayon, before he plays a card from his hand, should equip this sword and gain a little bit of life.
Garrick on the protein supplements, according to Jesse.
Seems reasonable to me.
Yeah.
Ooh, but look at this. He drew another Sword of War and Peace. So
maybe he does want to cast a spell.
Yeah, maybe he does. Oh, but the first sword wasn't equipped yet, so he may not. He may just wait till next turn to cast
he doesn't
2
have
swords.
enough mana to really go all out on swords. Just do the
to
one.
Make another guy.
Just fine.
And it looks like he's going to be using this sword defensively, at least for now. Another Llanowar Elves.
He's got all the 1-drops, all the mana dorks. He did that last game too.
And this Garrick is just going to take this game over, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's gonna get crazy. So, Dan taps 3, has a Blade Splicer. Yeah, Blade Splicer.
It's a pretty good one.
Gets a beast of his own in the form of a first striking golem. It's kind of like a beast.
Yeah, kind of like a beast. Let's see what happens now. I mean, this this game could really go in either direction. I think Dan really needs to find a way to deal with that Sword of War and Peace, and then he can deal with the Garruk, and then his deck just has a much better endgame. But right now, Adolfo is just grinding out such a significant advantage. Ooh.
Naturalize your
Naturalize
golem.
the Golem token. And, you know, it's interesting that Adolfo chose to do that. I think that Golem token really doesn't affect the game state at all right now. I think if that were me, I would probably have... well, it's a sword, and that's going to get equipped to a Llanowar Elf, perhaps? Maybe a beast? A Llanowar Elf.
So he's got a bird with a sword, an elf with a sword, and the only thing with any chance of blocking is the Strangleroot Geist.
It chooses not to attack still. I don't know, I think it's about time that you can start attacking.
I think I may have even attacked the last turn, but I understand why you
I
didn't.
I wouldn't attack the last turn. I don't
Just
know. Maybe, I
protect
guess
the Garruk,
you can.
I guess, against the from the Restoration Angel. I guess that's his whole thing.
Because you know your opponent's deck list, so...
Strangleroot Geist from Dan.
Yeah, counting it up. No, Dan, you can unattack. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. It's a shame. Equip that sword onto that beast, then cash in your Garruk for 5 cards, and then start attacking and gaining 5 with each attack, right?
I like that plan.
I like that plan a lot. Sword on a beast, draw 5 cards. I guess sword on a bird, draw 4 cards. Attack, gain
move the sword so the bird is holding both.
Yeah, I think that's actually the best play. Because yeah, if he just moves it to a beast, then his opponent can just block with Geist all day. I think he just moves it on a bird, draws 4 cards, and then I don't think you cast anything at this point. You don't have to. Move it to the bird. Move it to the bird. To the bird.
He's going with beast. He went with your first plan. Oh, he's going crazy with the first one. He's like, I want to draw 7 cards.
Yeah, but I mean, now he doesn't have a flyer that has pro white. You know, it's like.
Well,
I guess
he can just move it, can he? He can just move it to the bird after this. Like you said, he doesn't really need to cast any spells. 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like a Jin Gataxi he doesn't play.
It's surprisingly bad 7 cards. I think the Garruk might have been better than all 7.
Yeah. Well, at least he dug
but I mean, now he doesn't have to draw those 7 cards, and I mean,
so,
I mean, now you just move both swords onto a bird and attack, and you gain like a bajillion life, right?
Because, well, not if he keeps playing cards. Look, he's taking all these cards out of his hand. Stop. Equip the sword, then swing, then cast your spells. Are you gonna attack now?
Oh, come on, you gotta attack now.
Adolfo.
What
is this? That, you know,
I think
we go 10 turns before we attack each other.
I think he's.
They made an agreement that in this game, they get to go 10 turns without attacking each other, and they get to set up their armies. I used to play like that, you know, when I was a kid.
All right, and another top 8 match finished now.
Andrew Tenjum with Delver beats Meru Banat, who was playing Delver.
Yeah, so it looks like right now our top 4 is a Nyapod deck, a red-green aggro deck, and a Delver deck.
And it's going to be one of these two. This is
another Nyapod, another red-green deck. So we'll see which of these 2 decks puts 2 people in the top 4.
The last of the quarterfinals match is happening, and
yeah, still only in game 2. And another sword can get equipped with this Bird of Paradise, and oh, nope. All right, so it's gonna just attack with both the beasts. That's fine. Yeah, I mean it's gonna force Dan to block, because if he doesn't, all sorts of crazy things happen.
2 beasts getting in with swords in their mouths, I guess, just holding them.
Yeah. Maybe somebody like duct tape them to their backs. They just like run at you and stab you. It's like,
it's like a batter skull.
duct tape. One of the only tapes that would be strong enough to keep the sword on the beast's back.
And Strangleroot Geists, block, and obviously both beasts live. One of the Strangleroot Geists dies, the other one comes back after undying. Adolfo moves.
I'd move another sword over to the bird just because. I mean, there's like no reason not to, really.
So he moves one sword to the bird anyway. Looks like he's considering some sort of other
Dan
play.
mulliganed, and Adolfo drew 7 cards and made 3 beasts for the Garruk Primal Hunter. So I'm guessing that Adolfo's going to win this game. Oh yeah, that guy costs red mana. So he mistapped his mana a little bit, but
yeah. So
yeah, just
it's probably another bird.
I have so many cards in my hand. I don't even know what to do with them.
I've got every 1-drop in the top 8 in my hand.
I mean, if he had another bird in his hand, why didn't he just equip the swords to the bird? He's like guaranteed to connect, right?
Yeah.
And Dan gets an Oblivion Ring. He's tanking. Is it good enough? Can it get me out of the situation? No, it cannot. Right now, Dan doesn't have many options. He's really hoping to stall this out and hoping that Adolfo gets hit by a meteor before he's able to clinch this game.
Or he just decides to concede. I'm bored. Alright, so Oblivion Ring.
Hypothetically, he could chain a bunch of things, and if Adolfo doesn't close this game, which he has the ability to,
Yeah.
he could find himself losing. And I mean, he's spent a lot of the cards in his hand, and he could have gained a ton of life with those swords already. Like, he could be at like 30-something right now.
He could have really put himself out of range, and I don't know, like, what. I think he needed to be more aggressive. It's an aggressive deck. It's not, I understand you're facing down sort of a lot of guys over on the other side, but I'm just saying attack with freaking birds, like attack with some birds and swords. That's it. Like, it's gonna do a lot of damage. It's gonna
Right, so Adolfo
gain you a lot of life.
Paying a lot of mana. Green's didn't see anything for
6, I believe.
6.
What does he
and
have here? Oh, you have his. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be grabbing for 6. I don't even.
Oh, we're gonna find out. What did he grab?
Oh, Acidic Slime.
Oh, must have just been for 5. I thought he tapped 7.
Yeah, gets to tap, gets to destroy that Oblivion Ring, gets back his sword, and things are looking pretty good for Adolfo here. All right, so Adolfo, he gets to equip that sword again, and then he's going to get to attack. Not going to be good for Dan. Yeah.
All right. Taps 2 elves. Bird picks up sword.
Yep. And swings with those 2. And
So-
I can guess that a Strangler Geist is going to jump in the way of the beast, but he's going to get in with at least that 1 sword. It's going to hurt.
Yeah, how many cards left in Dan's hand? I mean,
I think 1. So it just deals Dan 3, puts Dan down to 17. But yeah, Dan has 3 creatures in play who are white, and Adolfo has. So the reason he tapped 7 mana was because of Thalia.
Ah, that would have been it. Yeah.
So, all right, so it got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah,
So,
Thalia's been there doing nothing.
Yeah.
Quote, nothing.
Man,
for
imagine a
long time.
Triumph of the Hordes from Adolfo right here. How sweet that would have been. I need to stop playing that, but.
Crater Hoof Behemoth?
Ooh, Crater of Behemoth
You could
would
just
be.
play Crater Hoof Behemoth.
Oh man, I don't even know what would happen if he has the Crater of Behemoth.
It's like, how much did
I
he
think
end
I
up doing?
know, but
147.
yeah.
Yeah. Avacyn's Pilgrim passed, but I mean, Pilgrim's
Yeah, Pilgrim
relevant
has,
enough
he's
to not be white or red.
he's
so.
not white. He's not red.
But he doesn't fly either, so
He doesn't
other
fly.
sword is now with other bird, and Adolfo has the option of connecting with both swords.
Yep. Now it's a Hell Rider.
Hell Rider.
I think he can just attack
He's
with
just attack
everybody.
with everything. Just do it. Just do it. Alpha Strike. I love it.
Yeah, and
All right. So how many
that just
creatures is
happened.
that? Yeah.
Right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, he's counting it.
Yeah, he's doing it for me. All right. Yeah.
I see 11 creatures, I think, is what I counted. You know.
Yeah,
That was-
Adolfo Rayon moving on to the semifinals, and
with the Hell Rider.
yeah, now we've got I love that.
He
It
was
was like
just
rage
setting it all
forging
up.
somebody.
He
Yeah, that was like the
could've just
sweetest
killed
way
him
to
with
win.
birds the entire time.